Hi guys, Mark here. Thank you for joining me. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to tie a doubled up herringbone knot on a pinned mandrel. This specific knot has been designed in order to cover a pool ball. Here you can see our knot up close. It is based on the 7-part 8-bite Turk's head. Both the base knot as well as our interweave are doubled up. The knot in general resembles the pineapple knot, with the distinct difference that the cords from our interweave are sticking out in between the bites of our base knot. We're going to be using a pinned mandrel with 2 rows of 8 pins in each row, plus a rubber band used to hold the standing ends. Next, I highly recommend using a lacing needle. We're going to need a pool ball. The last supply is going to be 2 pieces of Paracord 550, preferably in different colors, each about 14 feet long. We begin by tying the base knot. In our case, this is the 7-part 8-bite Turk's head doubled up. Grab your first cord, fold it in half. At the middle point, place your cord under the rubber band. So half of it is in the working end, half in the standing end. I'm just going to move the standing end out of the way. With the working end, we're going to begin tying. Attach your lacing needle. We then begin on the left at a pin, so this would be pin 1. On the right, move to pin number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hook around pin 4, then move back to the left, to the pin just before our first pin. So this would be pin 8. Then, again to the right, to the pin before the previous one. So this would be pin 3. Pass under, like this, going back to the left. On the left, around the pin before the previous one, so this would be pin 7. Again, under, and back to the right. Around the pin before the previous one, going under, over. So we always start with an under, then continue in an over 1, under 1 sequence. So, under, over, then on the left, around a pin before the previous one, and again, same sequence, under, over. On the right, a pin before the previous one, again under, then over, and under. On the left, pretty much the same thing, so around the pin before the previous one, going under, over, under. On the right, around the pin before the previous one. As always, we start with an under, then we continue in an over one, under one sequence. So over, under, over. To the left, on the left, around the pin before the previous one, same sequence, so under, then over, under, over. So super intuitive and easy. On the right, around the pin before the previous one, starting under, as always, then continuing over, under, over, under, around the pin, which is the previous one to the previous one used. So around, same sequence, under, over, under, over, under. On the right, around the previous pin to the last one used. As always, starting under, then over, under, over, under, over. On the left, around a pin before the previous one, going under, over, under, over, under, over. Around our last pin on the right. Now, if you've done everything correctly, when traveling to the left, you're going to split two parallel strands. So, under, as always, then over, under, over, under, over. Placing your working end next to the standing end. Place the working end under the rubber band. Grab the standing end attach a lacing needle, and begin doubling up your base knot. So with the standing end, we're simply going to follow our working end back through the knot. So the working end, simply follow it. Now here we can hook this around the pin just to make it a bit easier to see. So like this, then through the knot, following the working end. Trying to avoid any major tangles. So the cord does tend to twist a bit, so untwist it as you go. When you reach your other end, you have effectively doubled up your knot. Place your standing end out of the way, and we're ready to do the interweave. We now grab our second cord, fold it in half, place the middle point under the rubber band, and move half of our cord, so the standing end, out of the way. Attach a lacing needle, then travel right next to the standing end of your first cord in an under 1 over 1 sequence. So under over, under over, under over, finishing with an under. We always exit with an under, then re-enter with an under as well. So under, over, and so on. Again here on the left, starting under, then over under, over under, over under. Again, we start with an under, then travel over this chord, over this pair, so essentially over 2, then continue the same sequence as before. So under, over, under, over, under. We repeat the same sequence one more time. So we start, as always, with an under, then over this chord, over this pair, so essentially over 2, then continue in the same sequence as you would do before. So under, over, under, over, under. Again, we start with an under, then what is essentially an over 2, so over this strand and this pair, then under 2, so under this strand and this pair, then continue your over 1, under 1 sequence. So over, under, over, under. On the left, we again start with an under, then repeat. So over 2, so over this strand and this pair, then under 2, so under this strand and this pair, then continue over, under, over, under. On the right, as always, under, then what is essentially an over 2, then what is essentially an under 2, then over 2. Then continue the same under, over, under sequence. On the left, again, under, then what is essentially an over 2, then under 2, over 2, then continue your under 1 over 1 sequence. Again, we started with an under, continuing over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, then over under. On the left, again, under, then again, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, then over under. On the right, again, under, then over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, and under. On the left, under, then again, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, and under. On the right, under, then over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2. On the left, we start with an under, then over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2. Now for our final pass. On the right, under, then over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, over 2, under 2, reaching this standing end here. So this would be our herringbone knot. Now we need to double it up. Grab your standing end attach a lacing needle so we now follow our working end through the knot. As you can see, our second pass is doubling up. When you reach the other end, your knot tying is complete. Pull your ends all to the same spot here. Remove all of your pins. Then, if you're going to transfer your knot onto a pool ball, you will want to have a nice exit of your four ends at about the center of the knot. So to do this, what you can do is maybe remove this one to the center and bring this one to the center as well, simply following the undoubled end. So here, like this, this one, maybe up to here, this one again, follow the undoubled end, to somewhere up to here. So about the center point. Center your strands as much as you can. Finally, transfer your knot onto the pull ball . Begin tightening up. You start at one end, going through the knot, removing slack, into the other end. Go through both cords, optimally at least 2 times, and your knot is complete. So guys, our herringbone knot cover for a pull ball. I would like to sincerely thank you for joining me today. I hope that I made things clear enough. Thank you and see you next time.